My name is Ashley. I'm going to do a quick yoga sequence today. We're going to do about 10 minutes, maybe a little bit more of a practice. Please remember that yoga is all about how it feels for you. So if you ever need to modify, you're welcome to it. If you ever need to stop, do something different, change it up, please do. All right, so we're going to start seated. Could be cross-legged, could be legs out in front, it could be legs tucked underneath, or if you have something to sit on, even a chair, that works too. We're going to start by closing our eyes, putting your hands anywhere that's comfortable, and taking a moment to create a barrier or a separation between your everyday and your practice. Breathing in and breathing out, and starting to deepening your breath, starting to deepen your breath. Think about drawing the breath into the upper chest, the middle chest, and then the lower belly. And then exhaling from the lower belly, the middle chest, the upper chest. And then repeating, letting the breath flow easily. Inhale to exhale without any holding or stopping. But most importantly, it's important to breathe. So we're creating this breath, we're using the breath as kind of a barrier between our everyday and our practice, bringing us into our bodies, noticing how we're feeling today. And then we're going to start. So if your eyes are not open, let's open them up. And we're just going to take our shoulders up, back, and down. And we'll do that several times. And again, we don't have to make this the biggest movement. We're just trying to warm up. Let's go the other way. So back, up, and down. And maybe a couple times. And if you want to do one shoulder and then the other, go for it. And we're going to place our right hand on the floor, and we're going to stretch our left hand up into the sky. We'll stretch tall. Oops, you can't see the top of my hand, but that's okay. We're stretching tall, and then we're going to stretch over to the side. And then we'll bring our hand back up and put it down, and take your right hand up and stretch over, and lift back up, and we'll move with our breath. Exhaling, stretching to the side. Inhaling, reaching up and over. Exhaling, stretching to the other side. Inhaling, reaching up, and exhaling over. One more each direction. Coming up to center. Bring your hands together and down to heart. Okay, bring your shoulders a roll if you like. And then placing your hands either on your knees or on your legs, and maybe switching up the legs. Again, this can also be done with the legs in front. So we'll do the next part with the legs in front. If you're cross-legged, you can stay cross-legged. So we're going to start with cat, cow, seated. So we'll start with cow by pressing the heart forward, lifting the chin away from the chest, and lengthening your front body from the pelvis to the chin. And then moving into cat by rounding the spine, reaching space in between the shoulder blades, tucking the chin. Exhaling here. And then inhaling back into cow, shining your heart forward, spreading the shoulders on the front, apart, lifting your chin. And exhaling, rounding. And keep going. Inhaling, cow. Exhaling, cat. Good. And then we're going to sit nice and tall. We're going to lean back on our hands and give our legs a shake. We can also bend our knees and wobble the knees side to side. Good. And we're going to come to standing. So however you want to get to standing, we'll get there. I'll meet you there. Okay. I'm meeting you in standing. So here we are. Our feet are on the floor. Our feet are hip distance apart. Our shoulders are down. The top of our head is reaching for the sky. Palms are facing forward. We're engaging the thighs. We're pulling the belly in, and we're standing tall. In fact, see if you can press your feet into the floor and stand a little taller. Last thing I want you to think about is having kind of your chin parallel to the floor. Notice if you're looking down or looking up. And think about looking directly in front. And this is Tadasana Mountain. And notice here how we are active. We're going to do those same side stretches. So right hand can be on your thigh or your hip. Left hand is going to reach up into the sky. We're going to stretch over to the right. Exhaling here. And then switching sides. Left hand comes all the way down to your thigh or your hip. Right hand reaches out, plants, and up and over. Exhaling to the stretch. Inhaling back up. Exhaling over. Inhaling back up. Exhaling over. Good. We'll come back, meet at the center, bring your hands overhead and down into your heart. And then just take a moment to sway back and forth. You can let your arms kind of feel like noodles, and they can sway around and kind of, release. Good. And then we're going to shake out our legs. And we're going to do a little bit of movement with our legs. So we're going to step wide. Think about 3 or 4 feet apart and have your toes kind of face forward. But if there's a little movement of the heels in and the toes out, that's okay too, because we want to be really comfortable. Okay, we're going to reach our hands up into the sky. This is 5-pointed star, and you can give yourself a wiggle. You can move, but then let's find stillness. And in our 5-pointed star, I know that you can't see my fingers, but we're just reaching wide. And then we're going to move. So we're going to hinge forward, hinging from the hips. Again, so I'm hinging from the hips. I'm keeping my back long. I'm stretching my arms out wide. And then I'm bringing my right hand or your left hand to the floor, and then coming back up, and then bringing your right hand to the floor and coming back up. And then see if you can bring your left hand to your right foot and come back up about halfway, and your right hand to your left foot and come back up halfway. Bringing your hands to your hips, lengthen your spine, and inhale your way all the way back up, and resume that 5-pointed star, where your hands are reaching up to the top 2 corners of the room, your shoulders are relaxed, and you're taking up lots of space. Good. So now we're going to bring our hands to our hearts. We're going to bend our knees a little bit, and we're going to come into kind of what's called a goddess squat. So in the goddess squat, we want to keep our shoulders right here over our hips. So it's not like we just were doing, which was hinging forward. We're staying tall with the torso and bending the knees. Once you've bent the knees a little bit, you're there, but you're welcome to go deeper depending on what feels right for you, okay? Think here of having a little stretch in the inner thighs, a strong core, shoulders down. We're gonna bring our hands to our hearts. So we're just gonna sway, bending and unbending. Good. And then maybe bending both and unbending. Nice. And then coming down to some stillness. Again, shoulders over hips, core is long and tall. Good, you're feeling your legs work. Now we're gonna move in and out. So instead of moving side to side, we're gonna inhale and straighten, and exhale and bend. And maybe this time you can come a little deeper. Inhale and straighten, only if it feels comfortable. Exhale and bend. Good, one more time. Inhale and straighten. Exhale and bend. If you want to, you can take your arms out wide, bend the elbows, and come into the full goddess pose. Elbows up by the shoulders, heart is broad, and we're breathing. And again, you can come in and out, or you can stay. From here, we're going to bring our hands to our inner thighs. Now we're going to hinge forward, and we're going to press the left hand into the left inner thigh. We're going to drop the left shoulder towards center, and we're going to turn our heart towards the right leg. And you're going to get a nice stretch on the inside of the left leg. And then we'll switch. Right hand to the inside of your right thigh, heart shifting over towards your left leg. Nice little stretch. And if that felt good, you can kind of rock back and forth in between the two. If that didn't feel good, you can come back to goddess or 5-pointed star. Good. One more in each direction. And we'll all move back into 5-pointed star. Then we'll bring our hands to our hips, walk our feet or step our feet together, and shake out our legs. And we're going to come to the floor. This time, perhaps try a different seated position. I'm sitting on my heels. Again, you could sit with your legs sticking out front. You could cross your legs. You can come into a chair. Good. Rolling out your shoulders, placing your hands in your lap. And we'll go ahead and tuck the chin a little bit. Roll the right ear to the right shoulder. Bring the chin back to the chest. Roll the left ear to the left shoulder. Bring the chin back to the chest. Lifting the chin away from the chest if it feels comfortable to look up at the sky for a moment. Shoulders down and then looking forward. Good. If you're comfortable here, we can close our eyes and sit quietly. Another alternative is to lay down, lying all the way down onto your back for Shavasana. Wherever it is that you are. Kitty. Make yourself comfortable. Legs can be bent, legs can be straight in Shavasana. And once you've found your place, eyes are closed. Soften your body. Notice your shoulders, your face and your jaw. Notice your back body, your hips, your knees and your feet. Rest. And you're welcome to stay as long as you like, resting in Shavasana. Bab says hi. You're also welcome to come out. To come out, you can just start by wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe giving yourself time to stretch. We'll meet back in any sort of seat. And I would like to thank you for watching and staying through this whole video. I hope it was enjoyable. Feel free to leave me a comment. Namaste.